and yeah, let's see. Starting out in Ninja Village again. Nothing fancy will come up here, so yeah, I wanted to ask Naga what's about his Ninja Village. Since Naga isn't here, I can't really do that. The only guessing game we could do in the chat is how many shards both runners will get. So I'm personally guessing 3. I will go for 3. So type in the chat how many shards will come out of this Ninja Village. Yeah, the Naga Ninja Village, yeah. I haven't seen it, so I was quite curious. Yeah, for people who hasn't seen this game yet, so this is Messenger 8-bit. 8-bit is only the first part of the game. We will start out in Ninja Village as always. Ninja Village is attacked by a demon, and we are kind of the messenger that needs to save the Earth and brings the scroll on top of the mountain of the so-called Glacier Peak. So I haven't paid any attention yet how many shards we have. Yeah, I haven't seen how many shards we got on both ends, but we will see in a few seconds. We have 2 shards, so yeah. So, yeah, DJ guessed 0, so it was only right for one of the runners. And we will start with Autumn Hills. Okay. I don't really know what I should expect here, so I would not expect too many T-boosts or too many front boosts. Yeah, Miinfin going for the classical back boost here. And as we could see, AH02 already one of the hardest rooms in Autumn Hills. Both going for bottom blocks. And looking solid so far. So we're kind of synced up. Shadow, yeah, had a bit... Oh, Miinfin. As I was saying it, Miinfin dropped into the spike pit. But yeah, thanks to that, we're kind of pretty synced now. Both have 40 shards. Buying the first upgrade now for the climbing claws and the strike of a ninja. And yeah, Nufi, it's the commentator curse. I had that already yesterday with Levi, so can only continue today. Next up would be, or we are coming close towards the spike pit in autumn. I don't know if both of them will go for the so famous alpha plant, but I hope so, of course. We saw from Miinfin that he was doing a front boost earlier, which was kind of cool. Miinfin unfortunately gets boosted left, and Shadow was boosted right, so Shadow has the small edge here now. But since this is still the first stage, and yesterday we saw that what can happen doing all of these stages, despite a big lead, I think this is pretty much still, yeah, open for anybody to win here. The word of the alpha plan has not reached Miinfin yet. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we need to yeah, spread the word a bit more. So both water cycles kind of look okay-ish. So we would not see a perfect source skip here, but that's totally fine. Yeah, Shadow deciding not to go for the damage boost. Miinfin is going for the damage boost. Next up is the Spike Tower. I would say we see the classical, yeah, projectile jumping over the Spike Tower. Yep, both successfully did it. Shadow both of them not grabbing the extra shards. So, it's doable, but I can't really recommend it. So if you can, just grab these extra shards for more money. And next up, yeah, we just have a couple of rooms now in Autumn Hills with a lot of vertical movement. I think the next room coming up was quite hard when you're starting out to learn. But I wanted to say both runners master them successfully. Miinfin unfortunately needed to do it twice. So Shadow has a bit more of an edge here. Miinfin unfortunately also misses the T-boost, or he got it, but unfortunately got boosted into the wall. While Shadow is leaving that room, Miinfin is at kind of the start of the room now, so we have an... Shadow has an edge about the room now. But besides that, I would say both of them look pretty solid, so pretty solid autumn hills. And yeah, nothing really spectacular going on here. So after the last climb, we will now go into the shop, buy the shurikens and the ability called Second Wind, so that we can do damage recovery. And we will go into the leaf monster. Guessing, I would guess we will not see anything like Scary Berry today, at least in this matchup. But I can be wrong, so... but yeah, assuming I wouldn't recommend going for Scary Berry here. And yeah, Shadow just doing the classical Leaf Monster and got it. GG to that. Yeah, and also on Miinfin's side, looking pretty solid. Yeah, both of them got the Leaf Monster, so we are done with Autumn Hills and coming to Forlorn Temple. Yeah, meanwhile I was hoping that Naga would show up, but still no signs from Naga, so I hope nothing happened with Naga. But yeah, coming into Catacombs now, of course Catacombs, famous cycle-based stage, and also we will kind of looking forward towards Bedonk, our beloved cutscene skip. And yeah, so Shadow going for the cycle. Unfortunately got hit. So that means if Shadow wanted to go for butt boost, that's not really possible anymore. Miinfin playing a bit more safe, but yeah, kind of gets recycled still, pretty confident. And yeah, we see now the typical Waxen spawning enemies and we need to kill them. And yeah, like I said, Shadow unfortunately can't go for butt boost anymore because he was damaged. Miinfin going for butt boost, but got boosted left, so I would assume Miinfin didn't reset his game before. So I hope he's aware of the resetting of the game to align the seeds of the spikes. But yeah, I would just assume because he was doing a run earlier that he just forgot to reset the game beforehand. But yeah, luckily we don't need to deal that much anymore with the left boosting of butt boost, but yeah, it still is annoying. So yeah, coming into the other runes of Catacombs, kind of speaking for itself, clean movement from both sides here, nothing spectacular. I think we will not see anything like the Cutie Crusher that Levi found. I think Levi and maybe Alpha are the only people currently going for that. And it's also a bit dangerous doing races. Shadow entering Monster Vader, doing the classical right side Monster Vader. Looking pretty good. And coming close to Bedonk now. Meanwhile, while Miinfin is kind of, yeah, coming after him. And yeah, unfortunately Shadow didn't get any cloud step. I wasn't sure if he was going for Bedonk at all or if he just dropped below. I couldn't really tell because I was concentrating on Miinfin's screen. And yeah, both runners don't get Bedonk at all. So was Shadow not going for it? I haven't paid attention to that, unfortunately. So yeah, both runners don't get Bedonk. So we will kind of coming close now to Waxen, and let's hope and pray that either we see both top Waxens or we see both low Waxens, because if one of them gets low and the other one high, it's kind of, yeah, for a racing environment it isn't that nice. So, and yeah, Shadow kind of got stuck a bit here in the famous Balls of Steel room, so need to wait out the cycle to not get crushed, while Miinfin is approaching that room now. And on Shadow side, on the right-hand side, you can see now, yeah, Miinfin got Balls of Steel, pretty nice. Shadow approaching Waxen now, so let's see where Waxen is spawning today. Every room is famous, yeah. So, top Waxen for Shadow is unfortunately doesn't get the perfect lineup to the platform, so it will be kinda not the perfect top Waxen. And Miinfin also is getting top Waxen, but already lands on the platform and is getting the, I would say, better top Waxen. So Shadow unfortunately will fall a bit behind here now. And got kinda a screwed up top Waxen. So I would say the edge that Shadow had is kinda, yeah, taken now. And I think Miinfin is by a couple of seconds, yeah, I think it's 1 or 2.5 seconds in the lead. Bamboo Creek. Yeah, I will not sing the Chinese food song today. I think we have another commentator doing that maybe later today, so be excited for that. And Nufi joined me on commentary side. Hello, Nufi.
Not Nufi, it's Assassin Naga actually.
Ah, it's the other Naga.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Kinda synced, we are kinda synced up here now with the both runners. And so far, Bamboo Creek is looking pretty good on both sides.
Agreed.
So, Assassin Naga, what would you say? What will we see in BC11 coming up now?
It could be absolutely anything. G2 original. I'm actually really excited for it.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really know which strats we will see. So yeah, as you said, maybe OG N2, maybe we will see some R2 N2 like yesterday from DJ, but maybe we will also see some B2. I'm not sure.
Let's see.
Okay, we have Shadow going for blue 2. That's cool.
I mean, respect, honestly.
Yeah, it's. So Bluetooth is kind of a new strat that I think Grant came up with. It's really, yeah, got found recently, and it's kind of cool that he already is going for that. And yeah, Miinfin on the other hand, unfortunately couldn't get. I think he was going for OG N2, but didn't get that, and was kind of forced to backups. And I think he got the elevator, but I didn't pay attention to that.
Miinfin on 1 health, but got the refill. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Ah, and Shadow unfortunately dropped in the, kinda... You would assume it's just more like an auto-scroller room, but unfortunately, things can go wrong pretty badly there. And yeah, Shadow dropped again. And dropped again! Oh my god, this is harsh. Will you get it? Come on. Oh my god, Shadow died.
Oh, no!
That is a really bad spot to die, because the last checkpoint is a couple of rooms away, and that costs a lot of time here.
The next room.
Okay, well, yeah. While Shadow is coming back into the last rooms of Bamboo Creek, we have Miinfin coming, buying the wingsuit upgrade now, and approaching Grotto and approaching DK skip. But yeah, this is kind of brutal for Shadow. I think this will be pretty hard to catch up, because that is a costly death. Luckily, he has enough money to get the items in the in Grotto, but yeah, it costs a lot of time. So you can also see, you can already see that costs kind of like 30 seconds or more with death. So it's kind of brutal.
Yeah, that was a really good shout, because that death was so late that he does actually have enough shards. So yeah.
Yeah, it's so yeah, assuming from both of their PBs, I would I think Shadow would need a death or a pretty bad stage from Miinfin here to kind of catch up a bit more. So I don't want to curse anyone now. Oh, okay, yeah, I did.
Commentator curse.
Commentator curse is happening. I should just shut up in Oasis, to be honest. It's
Who needs commentators, man?
yeah, it's yeah.
It's okay.
So yeah, we're kind of a bit more synced now. Miinfin still has the lead, but yeah, thanks to the death on DK skip, Shadow was able to catch up a bit more. I think we have a lead now from. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's kind of like 15 seconds. Should be 15 seconds around, 15 to 20. So Miinfin approaching DK skip a second time. Let's see how it goes this time. No, is aborting DK skip. I think it was a wise decision not going for that again because it was
actually tempted for it. But
yeah, he attempted, but he aborted because I think it would have been pretty close. So I think it was a wise decision not going for that again.
Yeah, I wouldn't want another death.
Yeah, Shadow got DK skip. That's nice. Yeah. I think we will not see any God Eaters here. Oh, Miinfin touching the spikes, but it's also pretty scary in that room.
It's a pretty good yeet, actually.
Yeah, God Eat is super fun, but it's also super risky because if you have not that much experience, for example, handling God Yeet, you can die easily to that. But yeah, it's a fun Yeet and it also looks pretty cool. So Airstream from Miinfin, looking good so far. Got the damage boost on the Kappa, and yeah, looking clean. Shadow now also approaching the Airstream.
Shadow has a pretty good grotto up until now.
Yeah. So I would assume if Shadow, yeah, if he didn't die in Bamboo Creek, he would still have a big of a lead.
Going into Emerald Golem, let's see how this goes.
Yeah, let's see if both runners can count up to 7.
I think you meant 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I think we have some runners that also go by the sound and not counting at all. Shoutouts to Belial. But yeah, so Miinfin approaching now the second cycle of the first phase, while Shadow is going into the first cycle of the first phase. Miinfin looking pretty solid so far, same on Shadow's side, so no big mistakes here or anything that could go wrong, so it looks kind of two clean Emerald Golems. But we still have the RNG part coming up now. So Miinfin gets a really good, pretty pattern. So let's see what Shadow is getting at. Hopefully also kind of the same. Nah, Shadow unfortunately has a really high Emerald Golem. So it will cost him a couple of seconds, unfortunately.
Yeah, almost flew the glacial, my god.
Yeah.
But still, this is a very close race up until now.
Yeah, of course. Was kind of expected, to be honest, if you only go by paper, but yeah, you never know. So yesterday by paper was also kind of different, and it still was an insane and amazing race between Levy and DJ, for example.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's see how Quiz Room goes. Nice front boost by Miinfin, so Miinfin doing some nice T-boosts here. Shadow also approaching the white room now. Kinda got stuck in the peanut butter and is not going for any of the T-boosts, so he is more doing the classical white room.
Then again, same room hype.
Yes. So Miinfin getting a pretty good cycle here, that's cool. Shadow doing his, I think it was his first T-boost now in the room. But it shouldn't be too crucial on the cycle of the spike ball. Yeah, looking really good. Yeah, Quilshroom is something you could say. Sometimes you don't expect anything in Quilshroom and you just play the stage out, and I think if you mess up the white room, then Quilshroom can really get to you. But yeah, the more interesting part about Quilshroom, of course, is the upcoming Queen of Quilts fight, where we hopefully see no whips at all from both runners.
Yeah, we can hope, because Monk is very violent, actually. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, Queen of Quilts, for people who don't know that game, the Queen of Quilts is the boss fight of this area, and even I would say casually and even in the speedrun, she is one of the toughest bosses to master, I would say. Because, yeah, it's easy to mess up with boss fight and lose like 10 to 20 seconds, unfortunately, on so-called whips. And since Miinfin is coming closer and closer towards that Queen of Quilts fight, we are getting more and more excited to see, kind of watch out what we see there. And I think this can also be pretty much a decider in terms of if no big major mistakes should happen, but it's Cracks and Glacier, of course, and Tower. This can be significant for this outcome of this race. Storms and the will of the whips, yeah.
Let's see.
Let's see, left so far for Miinfin, but still looking good. We get the second, yeah, following up on the Queen. Got a left-right pattern, that's not bad. Shadow Shadow starting with a right pattern. Shadow unfortunately got the other directions. He got a right-left pattern, not the best. It kind of costs most of the time. But both runners successfully mastered the Queen of Quilts, so both really good fights from them.
Yeah, while a little unfortunate for Shadow, it was a really good kill, nonetheless.
Yeah, it was. He handled it pretty well, but yeah, unfortunately, RNG kind of screwed him into a right-left pattern.
Almost thought Miinfin was gonna die.
Yeah, it was close. I kind of thought that Miinfin was thinking that he already had rope dart, and yeah, sometimes you forget that. But yeah, now we have the rope dart. Now we will see some cool Quacks rope darting action. Quacks, of course, is. Yeah, I think besides keyboard players, nobody really likes that stage. So shoutouts to Wall and Halfling for liking that awful stage called Searing Quacks. Miinfin going for the classical wingsuit setup here. Looking good so far. Shadow's kinda, yeah, one or two rooms directly behind him.
Poopa slide, but it's okay.
Yeah, we love to see the Poopa slide. No Poopa slide from Shadow, unfortunately.
They'll learn.
Yeah, Miinfin kind of get a bit stuck here between some wingsuit slashes, but shouldn't be too crucial. And yeah, I was kind of worried I said too much again. So. But yeah, look, the Quacks looking good so far from both runners.
Yeah, no major mistakes.
And yeah, as we're getting closer and closer to the end of Quacks, so you can already tell if you don't know this game, the stages are just crossing by. So there isn't that much to talk about doing the stages. Mostly, nothing crucial should happen. We will come up to the next boss fight, and it's one of the worst boss fights you could tell. It's Colors and Fuses, and Colors and Fuses is pretty heavy RNG based, what kind of pattern you will get. And depending on that pattern, this can be good or bad for both of our runners.
Interesting. Miinfin went for right to left. Well, interesting actually.
Oh, Shadow taking the lead now. This is interesting. So, Miinfin unfortunately wasted a bit of time in the last vertical room of Quacks, and Shadow in the small lead now, approaching first colors and Seuses. So, this will be a decider now, which pattern both of them will get. So, on Miinfin's side, we have the boulder that's pretty good. On Shadow's side, unfortunately, an elbow, but that is still not too bad. Miinfin unfortunately didn't get the Seuss's kill, I think. So gets a boulder again, and yeah, Shadow unfortunately gets a team attack now. This is... Yeah, I would say this is not looking good on both sides. But yeah, Miinfin coming ahead. So Shadow had a really unfortunate pattern. Is a couple of seconds behind now.
Thank God, thank God. My heart.
And yeah, we are approaching, you know, Glacier Peak now. So shovel please in the chat. Also shoutouts again to 2C Plus, the OG of shovel please.
Best level in the game. Well, okay, 8-bit, sorry.
Yeah, I want to say the game has more of an 8-bit. So yeah, Glacier Peak, vertical warp darting stage, everything comes together, so the game kind of expects you to use everything you got in your toolbox right now. We have a lot more vertical rooms in Glacier Peak, and despite not being that hard of a stage, I would say Glacier Peak can really get you. Especially in a race environment, if you want to go fast and you do mistakes, Glacier Peak can really be a time waster in some parts.
A lot of pits as well, so it's very easy to die if you die in the wrong place, that is. So lose time.
Yeah. And in some places you will have quick deaths, I would say, in Glacier, depending how far or how far the checkpoint is away or in front of you. But some deaths are really unfortunate in Glacier. But we are getting pretty synced here right now, because on Miinfin's side, it's not looking that smooth compared to Shadow. So Shadow, despite his death in Bamboo Creek, really putting a performance out there.
This is looking up to be a very spicy.
Yeah, and we're kind of synced, pretty synced in the Brazilian Ice Climbers room. Coming now towards the teleport in Glacier Peak. So after this bouncy pad, we will hopefully see now 2 successful teleports. Yes, works. Ah, Miinfin didn't get it, so Shadow gets a small lead here again. And I would think this leads Shadow into tower. Yeah. Shadow's our first runner going into towers. With I think we are a couple of seconds now between both runners.
Impressive Glacial. Yeah, now it's time for the 40-second cutscene, but yeah.
Ah, they have a timer lag. Yeah, you're right, Halfling. I haven't looked at that.
This is very much a push and pull, so they're kind of pushing ahead and pulling ahead, so it's...
Yeah, it's a back and forth. Yeah, next up we have Tower of Tears, Tower of Time, Tower of Rage Pit, however you want to call that stage, Tower of Lasers.
Time loss, no turtles.
And we also have Hail Mary coming up. So I don't know if any of these runners will go for Hail Mary. Miinfin maybe, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen Miinfin doing tower lately, so Shadow not going for Hail Mary. Miinfin going for Hail Mary, but yeah, kinda needs to abort it. Because the first grabbing to the laser was not that great. So kinda both runners are still equal. Yeah, this is a pretty close race in tower. This is insane.
Yeah, mad respect for Miinfin for going for it anyway. Hail Mary, I mean.
Yeah, especially in a race environment, staying calm even with mistakes in Hail Mary is yeah, pretty huge because not everyone can do that, and yeah, even going for Hail Mary is crazy in these environments.
Good RNG for Bird and Ernie, I mean.
Yeah, we see a clean levy special from both sides. Going into the Kuni Kuni cycle. Yeah, Shadow needs to abort it. Unfortunately, got a bad drop, bad jump. Needs to redo the first cycle again, but Miinfin died to the Kuni cycle. And I would say that Miinfin died again to the levy special. Okay, I would say that can be it.
I won't say it's decided, but it's looking like it.
Yeah, it's kind of looking like it. Especially how close these runners are. Very beautiful laser boost from Shadow. I guess that unfortunately can be the decider for Miinfin. Ooh, that was damn close on Miinfin's side again. Gets no HP, so he needs to wait out. Can't do laser boost.
Can't do French connection.
And can't do French. So another 4 seconds time loss, unfortunately, here on Miinfin's side. I think it's 4 seconds. And yeah, while Shadow is approaching the Oho's room, yeah, Miinfin unfortunately still is in the laser boost. So yeah, you have a huge gap, unfortunately, now due to the 2 deaths. And yeah, no Oho's threat from Shadow, but I think that's a good and safe call here. So Oho's can really go wrong depending on which of the both variants you use. And especially the room afterwards with the 3 whiz ropes can screw you up pretty badly. So time waster room on Shadow's side while Miinfin is approaching the walk of shame room. He didn't need to go for walk of shame, but I don't know if that room has another name. And yeah, Shadow approaching Arcane Golem, doing the last climb. So if Shadow gets now, I don't know if he will go for laser skip. No, he will not. But if Shadow gets now the Arcane Golem, that should be it for him. Was a pretty close race until the point.
Yeah, that's quite unfortunate, but it is tower time.
Yeah, it's tower. It can always happen. It can happen to anyone so easily to die in tower, and every death, unfortunately, in tower is such a time waster.
Let's see this Arcane Golem. Go for Pachi Pachi.
Looking good so far. Not that many claps. Yeah, a bit back and forth now on Shadow's side between left and right side, but still looking good.
Yeah, forced to the right, but still going strong.
And that should be it. Yes,
GG.
GG to Shadow. 33-11. So that's pretty close to... I think that's pretty close to his PB. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's only 7 seconds off his PB. That's cool. That's... Oh, no, it's 1 minute. Sorry. Yeah, he has a 32.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, I'm a minute off. Yeah, sorry. But yeah, still pretty good time. Yeah, Miinfin now approaching Arcane Golem. Also looking very good so far. Gets to the top, or is kind of stuck to the top left side of the head. Damage output is also pretty solid. And Miinfin, yeah. GG to Miinfin with a 33-54. Unfortunately, 2 really expensive deaths in tower, but overall, GG to both runners. Was a really cool and close race, and yeah, we have going into the break with 1-0 to Shadow, and let's see if we have a break.